What's up people, Shinigami here. This is gonna be my first video about World of Warcraft. So if you're new to the channel, or if you're an old subscriber, well, you don't know about my World of Warcraft status in general probably. Now before I start off this video, I have criticism towards this new system, but I do understand that's something people have been waiting for a long while. So from a gameplay perspective, I understand why you want this, and I'm not shitting on those players or anything, you know. I'm happy for you that you can finally play together with your Alliance friends or with your Horde friends if you're in the Alliance. And that's great, but there's a huge if, and I'm gonna talk about that this video. Now, shortly to summarize my experience with World of Warcraft. Now, this might surprise a lot of people, but growing up I never played this game. The reason for that is simple. I didn't come out of the richest household, so paying a monthly subscription for an MMO, yeah, it just wasn't gonna happen. And I didn't really know any World of Warcraft players, it's not like I got dragged into it either, you know, so yeah, I never played World of Warcraft. Until December last year, when I first tried it, and well, I like the core game, the current expansion, Battle for Azeroth, which you played until you got into Shadowlands, was just not fun. So, at the moment, I don't really like the actual game, but I am interested in the lore. And I'm willing to give the whole Komi time thing a chance, maybe it will become more interesting story-wise. Which you might see on the channel soon. But today's topic is, well, World of Warcraft is introducing a new system that will allow Horde and Alliance players to play together. There are some catches and stuff, but yeah. There's currently an update in the works that will allow Alliance and Horde players to form parties together for dungeons raid and raided PvP. Now this just feels weird to me. Among with other design choices a lot of people are critical towards, I think this is just another one of those bad choices, you know. Because, remember, this is kind of a story thing. It hasn't been that long since the burning of, what's that tree called again, Tessadriel or something? The home of the Night Elves, which was basically genocide. And it's easy to blame just Sylvanas and the Forsaken for it. But keep in mind that nobody in the Horde really stopped them. It was a Horde action in the end. Now, Sylvanas at this point has been, well, punished and stuff. So I suppose you can't fully blame the Horde, but still. You have these Night Elf players, for example. If you're a Night Elf player, this especially feels wacky. That was at least victim of genocide. It was literally genocide. And now World of Warcraft is basically saying, yeah, you're just gonna shake hands, you're gonna play together. Especially the timing is weird. I mean, just imagine being a Sylvanas loyalist, like me, you know, being an undead player. And being able to work together with a Night Elf player after what happened not that long ago. It just feels weird to me. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not too up to date with the events of Shadowlands. I quit after reaching level 60 in my first month. Shadowlands premises and what I heard about it didn't really interest me, so I just simply didn't touch it yet. I might do it in the future, but right now it's like, I don't have a reason to want to play Shadowlands. And yeah, I'm a new player once again, so this is perspective from maybe just somebody new, but it just feels weird to me. The timing. After some huge battle against some badass boss, like, you know, some powerful demon that wanted to destroy the world, something like Nazot or something. Sure, but like right now, literally dealing with Thanos with big nipples, and that's about it. Like, he doesn't feel like a legit threat, not one that warrants the Alliance and Horde teaming up. So I think the timing is just, my biggest criticism is just the timing. If they did this in combination with like a new expansion which forces the Horde and Alliance to work together towards a common goal, it would have been awesome. But right now the timing just feels off to me. Why suddenly, out of nowhere, after 18 years, do it now? It kind of sounds to me like they're desperate. Especially on the Alliance side of things, it's not a secret that there's just a lack of players in general. In a lot of servers, it's hard to get into raids when you're playing as an Alliance. Now, this is a fix, and it feels like a band-aid fix that really only should happen during big events. I don't think it should just randomly be available for dungeons and raids, personally. Now, certainly there will be people that will disagree. I mainly mean this from like a storytelling point, because let's be honest. If you're playing World of Warcraft over something like Final Fantasy game, over even a Terra, whatever you got around nowadays, you're not playing for intricate combat mechanics, you're not playing for that kind of thing, you're playing for the setting. Either the story or the world itself. Something like this, I think, negatively impacts the setting. This just feels like a bad band-aid fix to the existing issue, the lack of Alliance players. Now, that's just also a symptom of the World of Warcraft player base going down in general, which is then again connected to Shadowlands being terrible, butchering of characters. Because if you're a fan of Sylvanas or against Sylvanas, everyone can agree that the writing has been terrible since, like, Battle for Azeroth. Like, I'm new to the game, I've only been into World of Warcraft for like 1 or 2 months now, lore-wise and stuff. Even I know they're rude to the writing. I can enjoy the character, and, well, even after the events, but I can definitely see why people stepped away from the character. Like, that's one of the biggest issues with World of Warcraft right now. I think we need better characters. They need to make better characters, more interesting NPCs on both sides. Because, honestly, what do the sides have? Horde has Sylvanas, which a lot of people dislike. You have Thrall, which has been here for an eternity. I believe they had cooler characters in the past, but right now I can't think of any other relevant Horde characters. I mean, you have Bane, who is... Honestly, at this point, according to many, and I don't necessarily disagree, more of an Alliance guy at this point. And what cool characters does Alliance have? I can't think of any Alliance characters to maybe go like, wow, this is cool, I want to be an Alliance because of this cool NPC, you know? I think that's the biggest issue with the Alliance at the moment. There's just no interesting NPCs to look up to, you know? So you basically surf under in a way. Then again, they kind of fixed this issue by character assassinating Sylvanas by ruining her character, thus making both sides have whack NPCs. And now both sides are basically fucked, so I guess they kind of balanced it out. Which I think is just a general World of Warcraft issue in general. Like, we don't have important NPCs. Try to tell me what the upcoming big threat is. I can't really think of anything. The Jailer was really not well received. I don't think I've ever recalled somebody saying, wow, I really like the Jailer, I think he was a great villain. I mean, what can I even do right now? Return of the Lich King Revengeance or something? Like, I think this Band-Aid fix is not a good idea because it adds onto a pile of issues. This on its own is a decent thing, you know? And there's more people to play together. But instead of doing this, why not make it easier to make characters on the other side? Let's say you reach level 60 as a Horde, give you the free ability to make an Alliance character. If one faction on the server is underrepresented, if you're a newcomer, get a bonus if you join the other side. Create fun incentives. And once again, create better Alliance stories, create better Alliance characters. Because one of the reasons I quit after a month was because the story in Battle for Azeroth was fucking boring. We're helping random trolls. Meanwhile, you look at the cinematics, it's like this awesome battle between Alliance and the Horde, and you actually play the battle and you're just like, here's some old king in some faraway land that you're gonna help with, like, what? Like, I think that's also a general problem with World of Warcraft, personally at least. The story just doesn't make sense. Especially as a new player, I have no idea who all those NPCs are. I looked up the cinematics and some of those lore videos by whoever the guy's called that made like a huge 1.5-hour video on like the lore. That's the only reason I know about the NPCs. World of Warcraft does a terrible job right now telling its story. And this further ruins that, kind of. It removes your reason to get into the story because, well, it doesn't matter if playing Horde or Alliance, you can now play together. I don't know. Like, sure, there have been expansions that made the Horde and Alliance work together in the past, and might be something they're working together towards again. But why? I think Horde against Alliance, red vs blue basically, is one of the things that made World of Warcraft fun. At least made it seem fun to me, you know? You have two different stories from two sides, battling against each other. One easy way to fix this is to maybe add, you know, a neutral faction. Have Dead Knights not be Horde or Alliance, have them just be their own thing. And you can do missions for both sides. Same like Demon Hunters. They're already kind of... You can make them on both sides already, but why not make them true neutral, you know? I think that would have been one way to solve this issue. Or, you know, make the game more appealing to new players. I don't know. Because right now, if you're a new player, the game doesn't feel great. I can tell you that from my experience of a new player. But yeah, this just feels like a bad fix. I think the better solution is to make it easier to have a character on both sides, make it more rewarding to be an Alliance player, because honestly, this is probably due to Alliance basically being dead. That there just aren't that many Alliance players. Go around, ask Alliance players how easy it is to get into raids and stuff. It isn't. I'm pretty sure Asmongold even tried. Well, initially it will be simple, but this might be just a for now thing. Maybe they'll expand to the future. Players will be able to directly invite members of the opposing faction if they're already friends, or if they're part of a cross-faction community. Oh, so in the group finder tool, they can make it for both factions. Yeah, and out of the instant content, you'll still be hostile towards each other, which, in my opinion, makes it even feel more scuffed. And there's, of course, some settings where it can't work together, but that might be reworked in the future. It just feels like a bad decision to me. Like, I get why they're doing this, I definitely get the why, and I'm happy for fans of either side that have friends on the other side can now play together. But from a storytelling perspective, they've ruined Sylvana's character. They introduced a boss that made people literally quit. I mean, the jailer is such a boring boss that people don't want to play the game anymore. And now they're, in my opinion, ruining the story and immersion more by enabling you to team with the opposite faction. It feels like a bad fix, and it feels like a really weird timing. The timing especially hurts World of Warcraft. Yeah, that's basically my 5 cents. I'm not the most educated person when it comes to World of Warcraft. This is just my view as a newer player, as somebody who knows a little bit about the story, but not too much. There's probably some points I'm wrong about in this video. But yeah, I don't know. Gameplay-wise and for actual players, I'm probably happy, but I don't like what this means for, like, the gameplay side of, or more the story side of things, because it's already in a poor state, and this doesn't really help in my opinion. Okay, just my 5 cents. Feel free to disagree. If you disagree, that's fine. That's just my opinion. Anyways, that's the video. Shoot the camera signing out. Peace.